How do you learn who you really are? It's not found in books, it's found on the battlefield.
This is very unexpected. I really wanted to just hop on and see, how everything kind of runs for the most part. But as far as health, I've been on my own journey, emotional journey, intimacy journey. It's in my Discord, the men's therapist. A little bit more of a marketing thing, but I've really found my niche. Um, I guess being called towards men's mental health, but I kind of want to make a bigger impact. Not kind of. I do want to make a bigger impact.
What's your
Uh,
strongest area? What's like your greatest like your strongest
I
like,
would, yeah, yeah, I would
go
say
ahead.
like I guess the word I throw out there a lot is trauma. Trauma.
Trauma.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so how do you help people like what's your trauma strategy?
Sure. My clinical background I mean, my strategy is mainly clinical. So what I do is I get them to open up a little bit more, see where they are emotionally, their emotional intelligence. So really get
What
to
if they
know.
don't have emotional intelligence? What's your strategy?
We'll just make a rapport, right? Get them to kind of not buy in because I'm not selling anything necessarily. I try to get them to buy into the relationship.
Do they pay you?
Yeah, these are clients. I'm
So
a clinical.
they are buying something then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But
I
I
wouldn't
do
say they're not buying something. No, they're paying you. They're buying something.
for sure, for sure. But I definitely let them know that this got to be two-way street. I'm
So
very upfront with them as far as like I try to as much as I want to, but if you don't want to be here, I'm not going to make you be here.
sure, but still, I haven't heard what you're teaching them. So if I hear you listen to them
Hmm.
and you support them, but I haven't heard what you teach them. Like, how do you help somebody through trauma? You said
I,
emotional intelligence, but if they don't have it, you build rapport. But
yeah.
building rapport doesn't teach me anything.
I try to teach them safety
How do
above
you
all
how do you teach that?
by being a safe person for them and
Yeah, yeah.
showing them,
How do you teach that?
I guess practically speaking,
Mhm.
active listening. And then we go over like emotions wheel. We go over what emotional vocabulary looks like. If I haven't already said that, sorry.
No, no, it's okay. I'm actually asking like just to see like, well, what's your skill or what's your thing that you do? Because like if it's good, then it would be working. I just want to see like what is it? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not judging.
luckily,
I'm curious.
yeah. No, I've had a lot of progress with my clients over the years.
Cool. So
And then the EMDR, if you haven't really, if you,
yeah, I know what EMDR. And
oh,
then you toss them a feelings wheel, and then we talk about our feelings, and now you have feelings, and so what do we do? Now we have feelings, and my trauma's still here, but I have feelings.
well, then we process it. We
Ah,
process what, take us back to the inner child. I do a lot of shadow work, inner child work as
so
well.
that goes heart side. Okay. So then you'll do heart side stuff. And so do you mostly work heart side and talk about like feelings and just work through stuff? Just
Not mostly,
rapport
not
and
mostly.
feelings
Yeah, I would say it's a progression because going back there is really tough for a lot of people. So it depends on where they are.
for the untrained it is, yes.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I kind of test the waters a little bit.
How would you say if I said what skills do you give them? What
Hmm.
would you say is a skill that you give them?
Emotional regulation.
How do you do that? I want to do it.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of neat little, I guess, ways just to gain clarity.
Sure.
One's called 5 4 3 2 1 breathing techniques.
Okay, so like breathing, okay, breathing techniques. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
5 4 3 2 1 is more sensory. So you have five senses, and you kind of use all of them to bring you to the present moment. And these tricks, these tools, they make you more clear. They have you kind of take a step back from anything that's actually going on so you can properly assess the situation. I did see in the comments a few people just mentioned emotions, and I'm a huge fan of emotions, but I like to help my clients use emotions instead of letting them use them. And the way you
Yeah,
do that is by acknowledging that your emotions are guides, right? So if you're sad, yes, you don't have to be weeping for sure. You can take that mental step back, but you're still sad. So it's a direction, right? It's like what is
what is
happening?
what is sadness for? Do you know?
Sadness for. I've never thought of it that way. What is
Well, I
sad?
mean, like, because you work in emotions. I didn't know
Hmm.
if how far you've gone.
Hmm.
Like, what is sadness for? Or
What
what
is
is anger for? Like, it's supposed to teach you something.
expression?
Oh, expression for what? What does expression teach us?
Who we really are?
Okay, so it shows us our authenticity. And so if we see somebody have like a radical outburst, is that who they really are?
No, not at all. Not a radical one.
Well, what is it? Oh, I mean, slightly less radical, wild and
No,
frantic, but not radical. Is that who they really are?
no. I think that's just who um, their scripts have taught them to be for the most part,
So then it shows them who they've been faking to be.
pretty much.
Okay, so then when they're having how would I know if it's an authentic emotion?
When you really start to challenge it, why am I having it? And that's why the
So
clarity kind of
then
goes
you teach
away.
challenging. So you all right. So
Yeah,
now we okay. So you teach to challenge.
correct.
Okay. So then if somebody's having an emotion, you have to challenge their emotion to go, what's going on with this emotion? Good. How do
Yeah.
you teach them to do that?
Well, first the emotional regulation. If they aren't even comfortable with anger, sadness, or their sadness comes out as anger, then we kind of define those strict, I guess, boundaries, those lines.
Do you go to control on those or do you go to acceptance? Which way do you take it?
I take it to acceptance, and that's
Okay.
where I go into safety. Like it's okay to have that here.
Got you. Okay. And so then does that work for them to calm it down or is it like usually you hit a speed bump on that one?
Yeah, I hit a lot of speed bumps,
Hmm.
hit a lot of speed in the beginning.
Yeah, though there's a big speed bump on the system right now. I just want to know where do you see where you hit your speed bump most often? Like when
Mm.
working with clients because it probably takes I mean I'm assuming speed wise you're probably working with people minimum 6 months,
Oh yeah, minimum.
minimum 6 months, right? And so what's your longest clients, like 2 years, 5 years,
One of them, yeah, 3.5.
3.5 years? So it's years. And then how are they doing? Are they like really well trained at this point?
They're really good.
They,
Their lives evolve, so there's more stressors, but they use the same tools. They come to me a lot of times because it's just good to have someone to talk to, I think.
got you. So they no longer require you. It's more of a they still pay you but they don't require time with you.
They, I have challenged even them requiring me, but they still believe they require me in a
I,
way.
why do they do that?
Again, I think it's part of their script that they need someone to keep guiding them, even though I keep challenging it
No,
because,
no, 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 but you're the teacher.
yeah.
All right. Hey guys, how many of you believe that I'm training you to need me? Anybody? How many of you know that I'm training you to not need me at all? Yeah. Yeah, like even Chris has been with me for a year, for three years now, and now he runs his own business. Now
Hmm.
he's got his own division. He's my head coach now, and we bounce off each other when we have each other's back. But he doesn't need me at all. He's well trained.
Right.
Got a lot of guys in here who are well trained, and I teach my psychology has no dependency. Like once you know how to do this, you know how to build it. Like you know how to do it on your own. And so it's kind of like if I was a carpenter teaching you to be carpenter, like, well, once you know how to build it, you don't need me. You know how to build now. So you can build whatever you want. And so this is where I look into like how does the system for therapy work? Because therapists will end up creating dependency, even if you're like, no, 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 you should be good on this. They still have that even your longest client is a dependent. And it's like, well, that's an interesting game. Why do you have dependence if you're actually doing effective training?
Mm.
Not shitting on you, just asking.
No, no, you're right. You're right. And that's one thing that I've been ever since the beginning. I've made sure to make a point, but you're right in the fact that, um, yeah, I've been so in the moment to just help and not, I guess, encourage the long game. Be like, you don't need me, even if those words do come out of my mouth, doesn't seep in.
But I have to teach you that. You have to be trained. Anthony Dahlman Jones. This was one of my mentors. He's been doing therapy and psychology for 50 years. He's been doing his whole life. He's 80 in his 80s, and he's written 6 books on this. And he said there's a couple tricks and traps on this game. He said one of the big traps is when you're doing the therapy or you're working with people, and when you're working with people a lot, he's like, there's something that happens with therapists where there's also a codependency or even God complex thing that starts to kick in, where you start to realize, I am the person who helps everybody. And you start realizing you need the clients probably more than they need you at some point. There's a dependency thing that starts getting caught in. If everyone's always coming to me and they come to me and come to me and come to me and come to me, and then you have people not around coming to you, you start going, I kind of miss people coming to me. I kind of miss the people coming to me. And that dependency goes both ways. And it's a trap. He said he fell into it. He got caught. He's like, oh shit, I realized I started becoming dependent on my clients needing me. Oh shit. And so there's a dependency that I want to make sure that like any of you guys I train is like we break dependency. And this is it's an important thing for autonomy. It's important for independence. It's important for our defiance. It's important for our purpose to not become conformist or
Mm.
dependence. Otherwise, you'll never be able to achieve your potential or your purpose because you'll only be as good as somebody else tells you you can be. Just something to pay attention to, especially in the therapy world, is therapists create dependence, even if it's inadvertent.
Yeah.
And so this would be where, like, if I was working with you, I'd be training you to make it so that your psychology that you're connecting with people on to help them level up makes them feel so fucking confident in themselves. I'm more of a luxury at that point than a requirement or a need. It's like, if you need me, let me know. But I'm not a need anymore. I'm a want.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I see where you're at. And you've been doing this for how long have you been doing this? 4 years?
6 years?
6 years. But your longest client is 3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, what is it that you're trying to really be able to do here? Because the therapy angle is very difficult. It's a very difficult thing because like if I told you guys we're going to change this to a therapy group, how many of you guys would be like, I'm good? Therapy. This is not a therapy group. If you've noticed, yeah, we are not. This is training. This is not therapy. We do,
Exactly.
and so it's a very different thing. I give people skills and then say practice. I don't give them just my emotions and then say time's up. And so this is a very different game. This is where I would say, for you, how could we serve you to help you the best we possibly could
Mm.
to make it so you're able to go like, I really can fucking make an impact here.
Yeah.
Because just the listening element is just a lot of time, but how do you give the tools effectively? Like, how could we serve you?
I think the biggest question that comes to me, and I've been not battling it for a long time because a lot of these ideas of groups
Hmm.
have come into my mind just recently, within the past year. And
Sure.
I've done them, but they haven't really reached as many men as I hoped. And they're men's groups. So I guess you're right, this isn't a therapy group. And I do think the word therapy kind of pushes men away because there's certain, ideologies, not ideologies, I guess perspectives on what therapy is, which is fine.
Hmm.
So if the group wouldn't mind answering this as well, what attracted you and would attract you to groups like this? Because this is essentially what I'm trying to create. Just, openness, honesty, people who want to work on themselves, men who want to make themselves better.
It's a good question. All right, D-Day. Yeah, go for it, guys.
Accountability, ownership, responsibility, lack of codependency, working on those, how to become a better leader, how to become better in my household in terms of forming structure, safety, security, how to have internal discipline and motivation, how do I connect closer to God, right? How do I, as a man, operate within a community, supporting the other guys around me as we're growing in life and bouncing things off of each other. I think are just a few.
And those are the reasons why you like this group.
Correct.
Cool. Like, so those are some of the things that we stand on is like, this is where we do hard push for the accountability element. That's good, D-Day. All right, Anthony.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
What's up, warriors? All right, you guys are listening to this show, and I hope you're loving it. But right now, I need you to know we actually do real deep work psychology.
What the Warrior's Way mindset is, it's a battlefield philosophy applied to human transformation. Together we rise and we train our men to be better men every day. There's goodness in you. We want to train you to be undeniably great. And so this isn't branding, this is tactical doctrine to help us so that we train together because our families and this world need strong men again. This is the way. Click the link to join in with our community, start training in our programs today, and I look forward to getting on the battlefield with you.
It was literally tools. I've been in therapy for so many years, and I knew intellectually about the trauma, the mindset, the beliefs, but nobody showed me, therapy didn't show me how do I change that. It was just giving me things to try to cope and manage, but no tools to actually change. That's what drew me to this group.
Yeah, and Anthony just beat agoraphobia in less than a month.
Congrats. That's awesome. That's really tough. Anthony, if you don't mind me asking, what tool sticks out to you the best?
The grief, like being able to move through grief, acceptance, authenticity. But yeah, the grief has probably been the biggest thing. And then acceptance. Acceptance is being like Rick was pointing to that this morning, being able to change the belief systems in a second. That's been extremely powerful.
And I'm a big believer in change, just that process. You need to change the beliefs before you change the behavior. I have seen it difficult, but I know that I can switch on a dime if you give it enough focus.
It's as difficult as you believe it is. Anthony, you're fucking badass. That was awesome. Milner, go for it, Tim.
Without beating too much of a dead horse, therapy teaches you to be codependent to your shrink, to whoever it is, and they don't really teach you how to regulate. You might be able to get out of panic mode, but they don't teach you how to actually solve your symptom, solve your problem, solve whatever the fuck it is you need solved. And at first, it was a big fuck you to therapy culture when I first met Rick, and I really enjoyed that. But the deeper I kind of figured out this man and started really getting to know him, he really believes in that, what he says. And he actually teaches us how to fucking deal with our shit, because therapy kept me down and it kept me like a zombie. I don't feel like that no more.
I appreciate that because that's exactly um, I guess the side of therapy that, well, one kind of made me push against it a lot, but also I want to start to change a little bit because it should be practical. It should be um, not just practical, but it should allow you to gain things, not just cope.
I like the shoulds. All right, Jordan, what do you got?
No, this is a fantastic question. And for me, there's a couple big key elements that really set me up for success in this group versus in a therapeutic or a men's culture. One is the clinical training that a lot of therapists receive. It contradicts a lot of human behavior in general. And it causes a lot of people to contradict themselves. To give you an example, like when I first came into this group, and I give Dr. Phil credit for this. He's like, hey, dude, like I was under this impression of like, hey, I have been conditioned to believe that I am an addict, and now I must operate under this set of rules and circumstances. And if I don't, there will be consequences for it, right? Or I will be punished for going against this clinical diagnosis that I've received, right? That fucked my life up, right? So all it took was Phil saying, hey, dude, take the word addict and eliminate it from your vocabulary. And it's like, oh, I can do that? It's like, yeah, why can't you? As soon as I did that, I started thriving, right? Because, and then one beautiful thing that Rick has taught me, which I've always had it, it's to be defiant to all of this psychology that everybody's trying to push constantly. And it's like, no, dude, that doesn't make sense. Or you've been taught that this is correct when it is not. It's actually kind of like Tim was saying, it's like it's forming a codependence, and it's teaching you things that are more on the subconscious level that nobody's catching because we've been conditioned. So like, hey, I was a clinically trained psychologist and this is how you deal with somebody like this. It's like, nope, not accurate. if that was the case, our culture, with the amount of knowledge and awareness that we have to high level psychology, we have everything available at our fingertips. We've got amazing studies and research and everything, yet we're more fucked than we've ever been in society. That's a big red flag for me. And every therapist or psychologist I've ever worked with, they have this barrier. Like as soon as I enter your office, you're above and I'm beneath. I had a therapist. She was like at least 350. She's a big gal, and she's telling me I need to love myself. Like, bitch, you're 400 pounds. Like, what do you mean love myself? Like, why am I listening to you? She gave me a workbook from 1999. It was called Cyber Sex Unhooked. This was 2018. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you don't know what you're doing. And I'm paying you to teach me to not know what I'm doing. And that's my biggest thing is doctors, therapists, lawyers, we're all given this set of rules that we're told that we have to follow. And that's what sets this group apart, is because we, sometimes gently and sometimes not say, yeah, fuck your rules and fuck your system. I'm not using it. I'll make my own, and I'll be a man of honor and integrity while doing it. And it's life changing. So, and I give you a lot of praise and honor for being here, man. And that's something I've never seen a therapist do, is enter this space. So I'm super glad you're here, man. I'd love to learn from you.
Yeah, Dion, most therapists would never sit in the chair you're in right now. So it's pretty badass.
I appreciate the words. I appreciate the advice, because these are the things I've been feeling for years. I've been entering spaces like these, but I want to start helping in a lot more ways. And you're right, Stacks, it does go a little bit counterintuitive to my training, but there are so many other ways outside of my training that I want to start making an impact.
Mm-hmm. Stacks, I love that you said, you don't know what you're doing, and I'm paying you to show me how to not know what I'm doing. I love that. That's so good.
Well, and not to take up too much time, but that's kind of what I wanted to allude to earlier, before Nigel went, is my kind of goals and stuff. That I'm at a place with mine and with calling and purpose where I'm like, ooh, shit, like this is starting to get hard, and I'm gonna start making some enemies trying to fulfill these goals. And I'm a little bit nervous and afraid of it. It's like, oh shit, like this is gonna start costing me friendships. This is gonna start costing me resources. This is gonna start. I'm at a period where if I choose to walk this path and I choose to fulfill these goals that God is calling me to, or spirit side, or whatever you want to say, dude, it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna lose some shit. But you know what? I already have everything I need.
You'll gain way more than you lose.
Yeah.
You'll gain way more than you lose. And if you're not losing these things, you're not growing.
That's right.
Yeah. Welcome to the club. Because I have people who hate me full time. It's like their full-time job. Stacks, high honor to you, man. That was awesome. All right. Mechanic, go for it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Alessandra, the host of Dom Sub Living. Each week, we dive into the world of dominance and submission. It's 50 Shades of Grey meets real life. This show is for you when you're feeling curious and in the mood for something playful, eye-opening, and yes, sometimes a little spicy. I promise you'll learn something new, laugh along the way, and maybe even discover a side of yourself you didn't know was there. Please join us, because no matter who you are, there's a place for you in Dom Sub Living. Please follow the link in the show notes.
Before coming to this group, I had been to therapy multiple times. I'd even been in different groups that have been like this and such, or at least on the surface claimed to be like this, right? And none of it ever worked. It either churned into a bunch of me being told what I should be doing with no real examples of actually how to do it. Just the terms that sound good in theory, but you can tell the person talking to you never even practiced once in their life. That was immediately, especially with me being a very heavy mindset individual, like I can see that right on the surface, call it, and like, yeah, this isn't doing any good whatsoever. Kind of like Stack said, well, I'm supposed to love myself, but you're 400 pounds. Like, yeah, good luck with that. That tells me exactly how much I should pay attention to what it is you're saying. Other groups that I've been in like this before too, they promise great things on the outside of it. And next thing you know, it turns into a monthly book club. You don't ever talk to the guy that made the group to begin with. You talk to people that he says is just as good as he is, and you go over a book or something like that. What did you guys learn from this chapter? You didn't really learn anything there either. What makes this group different, the biggest thing that stands out in my mind, is being able to challenge each other, not to prove who's right, but to understand for each other's perspective and learn and grow from each other. And that goes for every single person that's in here. There's been plenty of shit that I've challenged Rick on. There's plenty of shit that he's challenged me on. There's plenty of shit that every single person in here has challenged everybody on. And that's what's continued to make us stronger. Like, this part you probably don't know. When this all started, this community was not here. There was no intention of it ever becoming a community like this. It was just simply, hey, here's a 15, 16-week training program that we take you through so you can understand who it is that you're meant to become and overcome everything that's been burdened onto you by the past, and then go and use these tools that you were given and live your life. That wasn't good enough for a lot of us, though. So we kept sticking around. We kept sharpening each other. Now we have this community that we have. But that was never the intention. That's just the way that it naturally progressed because of the way that we do things like that. Stick around for a while and you'll see a little bit more what exactly I'm talking about when I say that.
He's awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. That boy's killed demons too. I'll tell you right now. Chris has killed some shit. So good one. Hey Nick, I've gotten you twice already. I'm gonna go to George first, but I'm gonna come back to you, okay? All right, go for it, George.
Yeah, when I came in here, my life was pretty well. Marriage was fucked. A lot of things were fucked. I wasn't in a good, healthy place. I had been through therapists for years, and kind of what kept me here. And when I found this group, I was just searching for something that would work for my life. Therapists were good at telling me what I should be doing, what I was doing wrong, and how I should be doing it. But they weren't really good at, they'd say, well, here's some tools for you, but they didn't tell you how to use the tools. Well, the ones that I had been through, and just sometimes I'd say I've got a pretty thick head, and it takes me a while and a few different ways to hear something to have it stick. And some of the approaches that people took didn't work for me. I come in here, it's not, here's what you think, here's how you should think about this, here's how it's a set of tools that say, okay, so what do you do that tells you about who you are, and what you're doing tells you what you actually believe. Is that what you want to believe? Is that who you want to be? And the training gives you a set of steps that takes you through figuring out, if you don't know where you're starting, you don't know how to set a goal to get somewhere. And so it takes you step by step through that. And it's made a difference in that people who see me from before I was in this group that have been with me for years, I mean, friends and pastors at my church and stuff, they're like, George, in the last 9-10 months, the change and the growth in how you handle things, the way you talk about things, the way you address things, it's amazing. And I don't know why your wife isn't seeing it. It's actually been impactful, and it's not because I'm given a tool and I'm said, go use this tool without being shown thoroughly how to use it. It's like, well, here's some guidelines around these tools. Here's how these tools work. Here's what you need to know about the tool. Now go and figure out how you can put it into practice. And if you have any questions, come back and ask your questions. It's kind of a formula, but it's more of a set of guidelines to help guide you through making the decisions for yourself rather than telling you what you need to do. So, I mean, I don't know how to describe it better than that, but it's easier. It got through my thick head.
I share that. So, yeah.
There's only two kinds of men, right, fellas? What are the only two kinds of men there are?
Trained and untrained.
Trained and untrained. You got it, guys. The boy's trained now. He's strong too. Good job, George. All right, Ronan, what do you got?
Awareness.
It's a good tool.
Awareness was the single greatest tool that I learned here. And there are times where that awareness is one of those you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Yep. Oh, well, we got to fix it. And then there's times that that awareness is also, hey, wait, I actually did the thing. Awareness is your single greatest tool that I've ever been taught here.
It's one of the 4 pillars. Gives you choice. Good shit, Nick. Ty, well, how would you answer Dion's question?
Why would I answer? Well, how would I answer is I've been through a lot of therapy in-house, outhouse, and all that stuff, especially with the VA, and dealing with PTSD and traumatic brain injury and all that. So I mean, like, that's just my context of it. And from what I could like literally tell you that from my experience with that, it's just all surface level. You're just basically a number, and I wrote everything down here, so I might not get through everything. Um, and as soon as you get in, there's always a judgment, especially when you want to try to challenge their practice. You automatically get diminished to you don't know shit. Also, rule number 8, they've never been through it, so they don't know how to get through it. Um, there's a bunch of great things here we hold up to our standards up to the standards just to create alone. It holds so much value, and it holds so much value just not to just the group, it just to ourselves as well. And we have great understanding of we have great deep understanding on where these issues may come from and drive from, because what we may have thought that issue may have been or may not have known it came from, then we dive deep into that, we chase it, we face it, and we go ahead into the noise. And there's no judgment, blame, or shame here. So every piece of work that we have ever done is always strong men in here, and it's never fear, the challenge of facing your fear, anxiety, or whatever, depression, which is sadness, anger, which is how men cry, and all this other stuff. Also we do have a lot of historic, like, people, philosophers, and Marcus Aurelius, and we bring the Spartans into this, and we have just the history from the past, and we bring that into this. I'm going to say Rick brings that into this entire thing, and it gets us to think a different way about things, and be more stoic about everything else in our life. The four aspects of spirit, heart, mind, and body. Those 4 things, like just those 4 things. If you keep working on those, and you start to become a whole person instead of just a half a person, and who you are authentically.
That was fucking tough. Go for it.
No, I mean, that was awesome. And the one thing that stuck out to me, and I think a few men had similar aspects to their response as well, is, I don't pretend to have gone through everything other people have gone through, especially, um, different traumatic experiences, right? Even though that is what I hope to help. So, so how could a person help someone and have them, again, trust in that safety that they're trying to give them, knowing that that person has not gone through what you've gone through?
I think that's the trap that you would fall into, and this would be a trained or untrained for you. To think that you even have to would show that you would be going the wrong direction as a coach, or as a therapist, or as a psychologist. If you try to have to say, I am the thing that you are, so that's why I can help you, you might get trapped. Now, is it more beneficial if you've done it? Yes. Remember, it's kind of like this. If I grew up in a neighborhood in hell, I may not have grown up in the same house as you, but I understand hell. And I know the roads that it takes to get out of hell, and I know where your house is at. But I didn't grow up in your house, but I can show you the way out of hell. Are you tracking me so far?
Yes.
All right, we live in the same neighborhood, but my dad is different than your dad, and my mom is different than your mom, and my upbringing is different than your upbringing, and it's still hell. We both have hell. but it's not the same hell. Well, the road off of this neighborhood to get the fuck out of here is the same road though, and that goes through grieving and growth and camaraderie and authenticity, and we have to go through our elements of who the fuck we really are. We have to challenge doubt and fear and distractions and deceit. We have to challenge every element of these things, and it's the way out of hell. It's the same method, even though we didn't grow up in the same house. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So then I have to make sure I have the right tools for this job, because whether you're building a mansion or a shed, it'll still be the same tools. It's just the way you use them. I hope that those analogies are making sense for you, because like I don't have to have been raped to understand what it feels like to get fucking brutalized. But I can show you the way out of being fucking brutalized.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, whether this is helpful or not helpful, I did grow up in extreme abuse. And because I grew up in extreme, the only thing I didn't have to do, and maybe if it's a repressed memory, is I didn't have sexual abuse. Every other abuse, though, checked off. So I had an extreme upbringing, which may make it so that my discernment and being able to find where people were. I've gotten to hang out with suicide. I was an alcoholic for 3 years. I've been abandoned by both parents. I was physically fucking abused, beaten terribly. I was even tortured. I had repressed memories of being tortured for 2 years. I had a whole bunch of shit I had to go through for just radical fucking damage, dude. My mom's side's very Machiavellian. My dad's side's fucking savage and sociopathic behavior. And I had to overcome all of these different elements, which does make it so I can connect to people on some pretty fucked up shit. And that is a benefit. You could call it a benefit now. Obviously, going through those things as a kid, not a benefit. But now it makes it so I can at least connect. I know where you're at. I know what that neighborhood is. I may not have grown in your house, but I know what abuse is. I may not have grown up in that house, but I know what abandonment is. I may not have dated the girl that you're dating, but I know what it feels like to have your heart ripped out of your fucking chest. Like, I may not have had the same exact experience, but I understand how to get out of this from there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I think
We're all trying to help. You know that. Like,
yeah.
how cool is it? You see all these hands go up to help you out.
I know. I keep seeing more, and I love it. And you all, I think, are really helping me. I'm not so great with words. I know therapists should be good at analogies, words, and things like that. I have a tough time putting things, verbalizing them. Uh, but there's been a lot of things here already that I'm writing down, so I have words for later.
That's good. All right, we'll give you a couple more guys here because we got 5 more hands still up. We'll
Hey,
give
Rick,
you.
can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Nigel, then you.
Oh, okay.
You're next. All right, Nigel, go for it.
I think, Dion, I want to honor you for actually being here and exposing yourself to this. One of the biggest clinchers for me on the model that Rick has created is the brotherhood, is the black box thinking. The amount of exposure and the consistency and the support from authentic men 24/7 sold me on this. It was like 100%. This is the group that I want to be with. These are not just my brothers. This is my family. They are genuinely invested in my welfare, in my crisis. They're there to support me whenever I need them, and I choose to serve them as they have served me. Never have I gotten that anywhere else in life, especially not from therapists.
That was a gangster thing to say, dude. That was awesome, Nigel.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah. All right, Greg.
Well, now he just went ahead and stole mine.
No, you can double tap it.
I was gonna say I joined when, like, prior to the community aspect. It was still in its sort of infancy. I mean, everything was done on Voxer, so we still chatted and we still sort of, BS and everything like that, and we still had guys to lean on, but not in the same magnitude that it currently is. And I think that that's one of the largest benefits is that, you're talking about not necessarily having had those experiences. Well, every single guy in here has had a different level of experience. And so once we're all trained, once we all walk shields together and we grow together, You know, the willingness involved from every man in here to grow, to be a better version, to be the best version of themselves. In that they have the experiences that you may not. And so the community aspect has become so incredibly powerful because we have so many different life experiences in here. We have thousands of years of life experience amongst us, and I think that makes us incredibly formidable. And it gives men hope when they don't see it. When there's one individual therapist that they see, and that person is, you know, and I don't mean to offend by saying so, but it's kind of like a feelings prostitute. You know, you put your money on the table when you leave, kind of thing. After the 45-minute time session is over, and it's unfortunate that that's become the sort of normal therapy model. You know, oh, time's up. You know, everybody's you know, they got an hourglass or something like that, or they've got a clock behind their person and they're watching it, you know. And that's unfortunate because sometimes things get opened up and feelings are had in a big way, and and then it's like, okay, time's up. And it's like, wait a minute, I just unlocked fucking Pandora's box, and now you're letting me out into the world, and I don't know how to fucking handle this. In here, we have the tools. Before we open those boxes, we have the tools. We talk about knowing ourselves and knowing ourselves so intimately that, you know, the recognition that nobody knows me as well as I do. And to be empowered in that way is a huge piece of it. The awareness piece that Nick was talking about, the acceptance piece of the things that have happened and going through the grieving process. I mean, there's so many different avenues that I could touch upon that build us up, leading up to when we actually go through those hard fights. And when we do go through those hard fights, it's not by ourselves, and it's not with just one person. It is with the collective community. And because of that, you have somebody to your left and to your right to lean on, somebody behind you if you fall. And so when you're facing that enemy that's in front of you, you can look to your left and your right and not see the end of the line, because there's so many brothers that are locking shields with you as you go through these things, and as you grow and level up and become the best version of yourself.
Dropping bombs, Greg. That's good, dude. That's good. That's good. Good job.
Don't be a feelings prostitute. That's going to be, I'm going to plaque that for sure.
That's good shit. Powerful. That's good. All right. Warrior Goose.
All right. So one of the things that kept me here was an early interaction with Rick, where I've been going through therapy for a few months, and talk right away that after months with the same person was never brought up. And after that, the tools that we have gotten and the skills that we are taught here and we practice for ourselves is a huge thing. Like, a lot of the guys have said, like, I'm gonna do a quick challenge because a lot of guys have said, brought out skills like awareness and acceptance and stuff, and well, very good. Like, authenticity and awareness have been huge for me. Those are very much skills which I feel are different than tools. One of the best tools that I have received from here was the Epictetus compass, and I might have lost signal, but
you're good, Goose. Keep going.
It's going in and out. Try it now, Michael. You had the Epictetus compass. Canadian signal. Come on.
Stand there.
Let me come over to this side of the tent then.
All right. So the best tool you've gotten so far is
Yeah.
the Epictetus compass. Tell them what the compass is.
The Epictetus compass is your situation does not define you. It reveals you to yourself. And that tool has been just invaluable because I was taught to be a victim. I was taught that and I learned and grew up thinking that my situations define me. And once I was able to take that away, everything started to change. And whenever I can feel myself slipping, I can remember that. And it is a powerful motivator because I am in charge. I can change whatever I see myself as by doing things differently. And I am the only person with the power to do so.
Boom.
Well said.
Good kill. Mark Olson.
Hard to follow up all these badass fucking super trained dudes, but
Look at you, Dapper Dan. You're looking sharp today. Okay.
Yeah, does this work, man? Like that's why I jumped on. Like,
does it work?
It's hard to follow up. He comes in with a suit.
The best work.
Holy hard side training. What's going on here? I feel you.
You got shorts on down there?
Wow.
Yeah, I got trousers. The trousers work with them. Like,
yeah, you looking good, bro. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got. It's unfortunate. I've always wanted to wear a 3-piece suit, but this is for court, so fuck my life.
I don't know. You should listen. If this is your go to court outfit, you should go to court every day the way you're looking today. Holy shit, kid! You're
Thanks,
looking
man.
good.
I appreciate that. I don't. With all this, the least authentic I felt was when I was in therapy, taking medication to physically alter my brain chemistry, and the most valuable things that I've picked up from this group are community and creed, without a doubt. The way that Rick has written this program and the way that he carries it, the biggest thing is challenge everything, but trust, no blame, no shame, no judgment, authenticity, willingness, skin in the game, protect the pack, challenge everything, trained or untrained. Like, we have each other's backs, and whether you're one-on-one with the coolest, my first therapist was the coolest fucking dude on the planet. Like, I really enjoyed spending time with that man, but the two things that I walked away from that was a prescription and box breathing. And I went to more and more therapists to try to find solutions, and didn't find them until I got here. And I'm still working it out, but it's working. Writing is a big thing that I never fucking. I always knew that there were depths inside of me that I had never explored, that this group has brought out of me.
Fuck yeah, dude. Going through values and finding your stuff. Man, you found stuff. Also, you look good as shit today, dude. Well done. Looking great.
You're gonna take down Brady's
Yeah,
job. Sports
Can't
broadcast.
get this top button open, man. I can't even get a tie on. So
Because that neck's so thick, fucking beast.
Yeah.
Those traps have been working, bro.
Thanks, man.
Looking good. Good luck today, man. We're in your corner on this one. You got this.
Wednesday, but thank you.
It's Wednesday. Okay.
Dry fitting.
I love it. Listen, dry fit every day. Looks good.
That's right.
All right, G Mac.
Hey man, yeah, same as everybody else, man. I'm glad you're here. It's telling that you're here. So as somebody who was formerly pursuing becoming a therapist, I just would share, like, the first thing that is huge here is the fact that everything is a choice. Like, that is one of the most empowering things that a person can learn. And so I had therapists, and I was basically paying them to be my friend. I need a friend. I needed family, really, which is what this place has become with the brotherhood. I needed people who not only had my back when I was down, but also would help lift me up and show me the way. And knowing yourself, you can I must say this statement, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you can be an effective therapist if you don't truly know yourself. If you can't authentically know yourself, how can you teach somebody else to know themselves authentically? Because we live in that struggle. There's a lot of, social media psychology and all this bull crap that goes around. And the reality is if we don't know ourselves, self-awareness means nothing, because you can be self-aware to a point. You can be self-aware surface level, deep, whatever, but if you don't have somebody challenging you, and sending you further down that rabbit hole, and you actually care to know yourself on that level, we live in this haze of what we've been told we are. The like belief systems are the root of it all, and who we think we are is not who we were meant to be and who we really are. Most of us didn't get a chance to figure out who the hell we were. We were kind of programmed to be a certain way, whether directly or indirectly. And so I don't know, I just wanted to share, like, because I wanted to be a therapist, and I'm not against therapists, I'm not anti-therapist, but I think you show the potential to be different. And I would encourage you to stick around and be different, because if you want to make that kind of impact, this is the place to get the actual tools to really be able to do it. So yeah, I just kind of want to share that as an encouragement. Glad you're here and hope to see you around.
GMAC, I thought it was good that you said, like, I paid my therapist to be my friend. Hey,
It was
GMAC,
true.
you and I have gotten to tango a couple times. Listen,
Yeah.
listen. Do you think I talk to you like your buddy therapist?
And I'm pretty sure if I was in therapy paying somebody to talk to me like you do, Rick, I'd probably leave.
You have to run away. I go hard on my guys, but the amount of growth GMAC has had in the last few months, it's astronomical. But I will push you into the deep end of the pool because you guys have been taught that you're not strong enough to swim. I'm like, do you see how strong your fucking legs are, dude? Are you kidding me? Like, no, get in the deep end. You're like, no, 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 my mom told me I can't. I'm like, fuck your mom. I fuck your mom. Get in the fucking deep end. And they're like, what? Did you say you fucked my mom? I'm like, yeah, I'll fuck your mom. Anyways, get in the deep end of the pool. Let's go. And you're like, I can't believe the conversation I'm having right now. And then you end up in the deep end of the pool. And I'm like, you see how you're swimming? You're a bad motherfucker. You were taught to stay in 3 feet when you can swim in any depth. You're good, dude. And you're like, man, I am strong. Look what I can do. I'm like, yeah. And then once you start getting your confidence up and you start getting yourself strong again, you start coming back to going, I can't believe you all fucked my mom. And we're like, yeah, Phil started it.
I mean, this is not a place for the weak of heart for sure. But the thing is while Rick might be punching you in the nuts, he's holding you up at the same time. And then the brotherhood comes behind and helps you
Yeah,
kind
because
of nurse your wounds.
Phil happened.
Phil happens. Cool. Good job.
Anyways, that's
GMAC,
it.
proud of you guys, man. And it's true. When you see people's credentials trump their competency, you have to know yourself to be able to teach somebody how to know themselves too. It's a good call. So, Dion, we went over, but I think that this was necessary. Guys, this is a very powerful conversation. I think people need to know. Is there anybody in here who, because nobody said anything that was like deeply personal? I didn't hear anything that would be like, oh man, you don't need people to know. But would anybody be opposed to us being able to put this up, like posted testimonially, to go like, look how fucking strong, like not only Dion's courage is to be in here, but how strong you guys are? Because I think you all displayed very high competency. Does anybody have any issues with this being put up? Because nobody put anything personal. You guys good? If anybody isn't, just let me know. We can cut your part out. That's totally fine. So far, you guys are good. Okay, cool. You guys, I think you guys crushed it. Dion, let me get your feedback. And then we'll have Ty close us out. Let me get your feedback. So far, you just had a group of warriors who had a guy come in who, in any other capacity, would be like, oh, this guy is trying to do the same type of thing. And like, you are not seen as an enemy. You are not seen as versus. You are seen as supplement. You are seen as like, hey, if you want to help men, let us show you what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What's your feedback that you've seen so far? Well, this is different because.
Well, this is exactly what I hope for. It's a crash course, and that's how I learn best, to be honest, is that, give it to me. Give it to me. This is gonna sound weird, and go ahead in the comments, but give it to me hard, right? Give it to me real. Because that's how it is sometimes. the passiveness of the industry is what I have a little bit of a problem with. And to your point, you have to give it to them real, right? You have to have these really tough conversations with them. So I just appreciate everybody's knowledge because that's what I came here for and I asked for, and that's what you've given me. So I appreciate it all.
Well, just so you know, we have given you one drop in the bucket just so you can know that this isn't the same bucket. Like, if you think you have gotten all you need to know, these guys have just told you their surface levels. This is just,
Oh no. Oh yeah.
so you know this. I would encourage you to do something that no other therapist has had the courage to do and actually train with us. The reason why is the Socrates element of the wise know they know nothing and they stay students. But if somebody thinks they know more than others, they stop learning. That's the paradox of wisdom. And so you're in a room with people who are getting the results and do the thing that you want to do. Wouldn't it be best to have multiple versions of training? Not only your clinical, but also my behavioral. And now you have 2 fighting styles that you can master.
Oh yeah. I want to be as well-rounded as I can be.
Cool. You gonna train with the boys?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, go through boot camp with us and you'll start realizing very quickly. Most people fire their therapists because the therapists are not competent. If you take our competency and mix it together with your training and put them together, you start Jeet Kune Doing the way that psychology works and create your own fighting style.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you again for everybody embracing me.
Good shit.
Hey, real quick, Dion, I just want to let you know this is how we salute. Closed fist over the heart. And so this one is for you. I want to salute you and your courage and being here and hanging out with us. Very much so an honor and respect to you.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to have that.
Good shit, guys. Awesome. Good phalanx. We went a little over, but I think that this was a very powerful thing for us to do. Dion, I appreciate you. Again, no other therapist has had the courage to come in here and ask real questions. Generally, again, the untrained feel like they know more, but the people who are like, I think I'm missing something, come in here, and then you grow like a rocket ship. So you start off as the best student before you become the best leader. And well done, man. I think it's a good start. And the guys, you see how well trained our guys are. Nobody came in here shitting on you. They came in here wanting to support you. And you see how the Warriors way works. If this was a cult, what a weird one, right? Let's just build our people up. Weird. There's something to understand that there is no competition amongst real men's groups, which means whatever you have teams up. We team up with the Kings community. We team up with Chris's dad community. We team our communities up to all help each other out. And so if you want to build community, link them all together and make the strongest ultra community. But let's make sure your competency matches your community.
Absolutely. Thank you.
My dude. All right, guys. Go fucking dominate the shit out of this day. I'm looking forward to seeing my hell divers tonight. And the rest of you guys go make this day your bitch. Ty, close us out.
All right, cool, man. Hey, dude, real quick, it's pretty badass that you stepped into this room. Like, it's fucking badass. And now you're willing to face the noise and actually go through. So, I just want to give you that. And other than that, if you like what you saw and like what you heard, fucking like and subscribe.
Click on the button and you can become the hero in your own story. It's time to start making the choices to change. And the evolution that you're going to do begins with choosing the next step. This is the way. And together, we're always stronger.